"We need to discuss Mom's will before the lawyer arrives," my sister Vanessa said on Christmas morning, pulling me aside in the kitchen. "There's something you should know." My stomach tightened. Mom had passed away 6 weeks ago, and the will reading was scheduled for this afternoon, Christmas Day, per her specific instructions. The entire family was gathered, 32 people waiting to hear Mom's final wishes. "What about it?" I asked, though I already sensed what was coming. Vanessa smiled, that fake smile she'd perfected over 40 years. "Mom changed her will last year. She left everything to me. The house, the investments, the family business. Everything." I stared at her. "That's impossible." "Mom would never." "She would and she did," Vanessa interrupted. "After what you did to her, she had no choice." "What I did?" I asked, genuinely confused. "The neglect, Emma," she said loudly enough for others to hear. "The elder abuse. Mom told me everything. How you stole from her, emotionally manipulated her, tried to control her medications." The kitchen went silent. Family members turned to stare. My husband Robert moved closer to me protectively. "Vanessa, what are you talking about?" "I was Mom's primary caregiver for 5 years. "Exactly," she said. "And you used that position to abuse her." "I have proof." Mom's own words. She pulled out a stack of letters, waving them dramatically. "To understand Vanessa's lies, you need to know our history. I'd moved back home 5 years ago when Mom was diagnosed with dementia. Left my job in New York, sold my apartment, and became her full-time caregiver. Vanessa lived 20 minutes away but visited maybe once a month, always with excuses about her busy life. I managed Mom's medications, doctor appointments, daily care, and finances with meticulous documentation. Every expense recorded, every medical decision documented, all with Mom's power of attorney properly filed." Vanessa had resented this arrangement from day one. "Why does Emma get to control everything?" she'd complain, though she never offered to help. The truth was, I'd sacrificed everything to care for Mom while Vanessa continued her life uninterrupted. Her kids saw their grandmother because I brought Mom to their events. Her marriage stayed intact because she never dealt with Mom's 3 a.m. confusion episodes or bathroom accidents. But now, with Mom gone and inheritance at stake, Vanessa was rewriting history. "These letters," she announced to the growing audience, "detail Emma's cruelty. Mom wrote them to me in secret, begging for help." I reached for the letters, but Vanessa pulled them back. "You'll hear them at the will reading," she said. "When everyone learns the truth." As I continue, please subscribe, comment, like, and share this video. The family was buzzing with Vanessa's accusations. Cousins whispered, aunts looked concerned, uncles avoided eye contact. The narrative was being set before the official reading. "She's lying," Robert said loudly. "Emma gave up everything to care for your mother." "My husband is easily fooled," Vanessa told everyone. "Emma's very manipulative. She fooled Mom for years before Mom saw through her." "Then why did Mom keep Emma as caregiver?" our cousin Janet asked logically. "She was trapped," Vanessa said dramatically. "Emma had control of everything. Mom was essentially a prisoner in her own home." I wanted to scream, to show them the thousands of photos of Mom and me laughing together, the medical records showing her excellent care, the thank you cards Mom had written me until dementia took her ability to write. But I stayed quiet. Because I knew something Vanessa didn't. Mom had prepared for this exact situation. The lawyer, Mr. Harrison, would arrive at 2 p.m. with Mom's real will. Not the one Vanessa thought existed, but the actual final will Mom had created with very specific instructions. "Believe what you want," I told the room. "The truth will come out at the reading." Vanessa smirked. "Yes, it will. And you'll be exposed for what you really are." While Vanessa held court in the living room, painting me as a monster who'd isolated and abused our mother, I retreated to Mom's study. Everything was exactly as she'd left it, including the locked drawer she'd given me the key to. Inside were documents Vanessa didn't know existed. Medical evaluation stating mom's dementia diagnosis. Bank records showing Vanessa had been taking money from mom's accounts for years. Most importantly, a letter in mom's shaky handwriting. If you're reading this, Emma, Vanessa is probably lying about you. Show Mr. Harrison the blue folder. He knows what to do. The blue folder contained everything. Vanessa's theft, her lies, her attempts to have mom declared incompetent so she could take control. But I didn't retrieve it yet. Mom had said to give it to Mr. Harrison, and I trusted her even in death. Robert found me in the study. How are you so calm? She's destroying your reputation. Mom knew this would happen, I said. She prepared for it. How could she know? He asked. Because Vanessa has been lying about me to Mom for years, I explained. Mom pretended to believe her while documenting everything. At 1:30, Vanessa gathered everyone in the formal dining room. Before the lawyer arrives, I want to share Mom's letters, she announced. So you all understand why the will is what it is. She began reading with theatrical emotion. Dear Vanessa, Emma was cruel to me again today. She wouldn't let me have dessert, claiming diabetes I don't have. She's so controlling. Another letter, Emma hides my things and blames my memory. I know I'm not losing my mind, but she wants everyone to think I am. Letter after letter, each painting me as calculating and cruel. Some family members looked shocked. Others seemed skeptical. These don't sound like Aunt Catherine, my cousin Michael whispered. She never complained about anything. Exactly, I said, speaking up for the first time. Mom never complained. Even when she should have. Because you silenced her, Vanessa accused. These letters were her only outlet. When did she write these? I asked. What dates? Vanessa hesitated. Various times over the last 2 years. Interesting, I said. Because Mom lost the ability to write 18 months ago. Dementia took that from her. It's documented in her medical files. Vanessa's face flickered with panic before recovering. She dictated them to me, she said quickly. When you weren't around. When was I not around? I asked. I have 5 years of daily logs showing I was with Mom 24 hours a day except when you graciously gave me 2 hours off monthly. You're lying, Vanessa said. The logs are fake. The logs are verified by Mom's doctors, home health nurses, and the respite care workers, I said. All documented, all witnessed. The doorbell rang. Mr. Harrison had arrived early, and with him were 2 other people I didn't recognize. Good afternoon, everyone, Mr. Harrison said, entering with authority. I'm early because there are some matters to address before the reading. He looked directly at Vanessa. Ms. Chen, I received your emails claiming your sister was abusing your mother. I brought Adult Protective Services investigators who've been looking into your claims. Vanessa went white. That's not necessary. Oh, but it is, Mr. Harrison said. False accusations of elder abuse are serious crimes. These investigators have some questions for you. The 2 investigators introduced themselves as Ms. Rodriguez and Mr. Kim from the state's Elder Abuse Prevention Unit. We've been investigating this case for 6 months, Ms. Rodriguez said. Ever since Ms. Chen here started making accusations. 6 months? Vanessa sputtered. But I only recently, you made your first report 8 months ago, Mr. Kim interrupted, pulling out a file. Claimed your sister was drugging your mother and stealing from her. We investigated thoroughly, Ms. Rodriguez continued. Found no evidence of abuse. In fact, we found exemplary care. Mrs. Mitchell was one of the best caregivers we've ever documented. But the letters, Vanessa said desperately. I'd like to see those letters, Mr. Kim said. Particularly interested in the handwriting analysis. Vanessa clutched them to her chest. These are private family matters. Not anymore, Mr. Harrison said. You've made official accusations of elder abuse. These letters are now evidence. He turned to the family. Before we proceed with the will reading, you should know that Mrs. Mitchell, Catherine, was fully aware of Vanessa's accusations and participated in the investigation herself. That's impossible, Vanessa said. Mom had dementia. She couldn't participate in anything. Actually, Ms. Rodriguez said, Mrs. Mitchell had periods of lucidity, carefully documented by her medical team. During one such period 5 months ago, she gave a video deposition. Mr. Harrison pulled out a laptop. She specifically requested this be played if Vanessa made accusations at the will reading. The video started. Mom appeared on screen, frail but alert, sitting in her favorite chair. I recognized the date, one of her last clear days. My name is Catherine Mitchell, she began. I am of sound mind at this moment, verified by 2 doctors present. The camera panned to show the doctors, who confirmed her mental state. I want to address lies my daughter Vanessa has been spreading about my daughter Emma, Mom continued. Emma has been my angel. She gave up everything to care for me. Vanessa visits once a month to complain about money and criticize Emma's care. The room was riveted. Vanessa tried to speak but Mr. Harrison shushed her. Vanessa has been stealing from me for years, Mom said on screen. Taking money from my accounts, which she thinks I don't notice. Emma discovered it and documented everything but didn't want to upset me by pursuing it. The video continued with Mom holding up bank statements. These show unauthorized withdrawals by Vanessa totaling $73,000 over 3 years. She used my debit card without permission, wrote checks to herself, and even tried to change my life insurance beneficiary. Gasps around the room. Vanessa was backing toward the door, but Mr. Kim stepped behind her. There's more, Mom said on video. These letters Vanessa claims I wrote to her? I never wrote them. I've seen the drafts she created. She was planning to forge them in my handwriting, but my dementia took my ability to write before she could execute her plan. That's not true. Vanessa shouted at the screen. She's confused. I anticipated you'd say that, Mom said, as if responding to her directly. So I had the letters Vanessa showed me analyzed by a handwriting expert. Mr. Harrison has that report. Mr. Harrison pulled out another document. Forensic analysis confirms none of these letters were written by Mrs. Mitchell. They were written by Vanessa Chen, attempting to mimic her mother's handwriting. Furthermore, Mom continued on video, I've kept every birthday card, Mother's Day card, and note Vanessa ever gave me. Notice how she never once thanked me for anything or expressed love. Only asked for money. Now for my will, Mom said on video. I'm about to tell you my exact wishes, recorded with witnesses and legal counsel present. She looked directly at the camera. To my daughter Emma, who sacrificed 5 years of her life to care for me with love and patience, I leave the house, all investments, and the family business. She earned every penny through her devotion. To my daughter Vanessa, Mom paused, who visited monthly to criticize Emma and steal from my purse, I leave exactly what she gave me in emotional support, nothing. The room erupted. Vanessa screamed, this is fake. She was coerced. There's more, Mom said, somehow anticipating this too. Vanessa will claim Emma manipulated me. So I had Emma take a polygraph test about our relationship and her care of me. She passed completely. Mr. Harrison has those results too. Mr. Harrison confirmed, showing the polygraph results. Every question about abuse, manipulation, or coercion answered truthfully, no. I also had private investigators follow Vanessa, Mom continued. They documented her spending my stolen money on luxury goods while telling everyone she was too poor to help with my care. Mr. Harrison pulled out photographs. Vanessa at high-end stores, purchasing designer bags with cash. Receipts showing the dates matched the unauthorized withdrawals from Mom's accounts. This is invasion of privacy. Vanessa shrieked. It's evidence of elder financial abuse, Ms. Rodriguez corrected. We'll be filing charges based on this documentation. Mom's video had one final message. Emma, my darling daughter, don't let Vanessa's lies hurt you. Everyone here knows the truth about your sacrifice and love. Vanessa, I forgive you, but forgiveness doesn't mean you escape consequences. Mr. Harrison has instructions for what happens next. The video ended. The room was silent except for Vanessa's heavy breathing. What happens next? Someone asked. Mr. Harrison smiled grimly. Mrs. Mitchell set aside the exact amount Vanessa stole, $73,000, in a separate account. If Vanessa agrees to sign a confession and never contest the will, she gets that money. If she refuses, criminal charges are filed and she gets nothing. That's extortion. Vanessa said. It's generosity, Mr. Harrison corrected. You stole that money. Mrs. Mitchell is offering to let you keep it in exchange for leaving Emma alone. I want a lawyer, Vanessa said. Good idea, Mr. Kim said. You'll need one either way. Elder financial abuse carries a 5-year maximum sentence. The family was in shock. Cousins who'd started to believe Vanessa's lies were apologizing to me. Aunts and uncles expressed outrage at Vanessa's behavior. How could you? Aunt Patricia asked Vanessa. Emma gave up everything to care for Catherine, and you tried to paint her as an abuser? Mom always favored Emma, Vanessa said bitterly, her mask finally off. Even when we were kids. Emma was the smart one, the responsible one. I was just the pretty one who should marry well. So you stole from your dying mother? Uncle James asked, disgusted. I took what I was owed, Vanessa said. 4 years of being second best. You were never second best, I said quietly. Mom loved us equally. You just never believed it because you couldn't see past your jealousy. Easy for you to say now that you have everything, Vanessa spat. I have everything because I earned it, I replied. 5 years of 24/7 caregiving. You could have shared that responsibility and the inheritance. You chose not to. Mr. Harrison cleared his throat. We need a decision, Vanessa. Sign the confession and take the $73,000, or face criminal charges. Vanessa looked around the room for support, finding none. Even her own children looked disgusted. You told us Aunt Emma was mean to Grandma, her daughter said. We believed you. We stopped visiting because of your lies, her son added. Grandma died thinking we didn't care. I was protecting you, Vanessa said weakly. From what? Her daughter asked. From seeing how amazing Aunt Emma was with Grandma while you did nothing? Vanessa's husband, quiet until now, spoke up. Sign the confession, Vanessa. You've humiliated us enough. You're supposed to support me, she said. I've been supporting your lies for years, he replied. I'm done. Sign it or I'm filing for divorce. The threat of losing everything finally broke Vanessa. She took the pen Mr. Harrison offered and signed the confession with shaking hands. The money will be transferred Monday, Mr. Harrison said. And you're prohibited from contesting any aspect of the will or contacting Emma about it. After Vanessa signed, she fled with her family. No goodbyes, no apologies, just escape from the scene of her humiliation. The rest of the family stayed, processing what they'd witnessed. Catherine was brilliant, Aunt Patricia said. She knew exactly what Vanessa would do and prepared for it. She tried to protect both her daughters, Mr. Harrison said. The $73,000 Vanessa gets is actually a gift. Catherine could have pursued criminal charges while alive but chose not to. Why? Someone asked. She told me she didn't want to die knowing one daughter was in prison, Mr. Harrison explained. But she also wouldn't let Emma be slandered after her death. I pulled out the blue folder Mom had mentioned. Inside were years of documentation, every visit logged, every cruel comment recorded, every theft noted. Mom had me document everything, I said. Told me it was for medical records. But she was building a defense against Vanessa's inevitable lies. She knew Vanessa would do this? Robert asked. She knew Vanessa's character, I said. Greed and jealousy don't change, they just wait for opportunity. The formal reading proceeded smoothly after that. Mom had left generous gifts to grandchildren who'd visited, charities she'd supported, and friends who'd stood by her. Vanessa's children received their intended inheritances, separate from their mother's actions. Your grandmother loved you, I told them. Don't let your mother's lies taint that. They hugged me, crying. Years of missed time with their grandmother because of Vanessa's manipulation. Can you tell us about her? Her daughter asked. The real her, not Mom's version? So I did. Stories of Mom's strength, humor, and love. How even in dementia's fog, she'd recognize voices and smile. How she'd saved every grandchild's art project and report card. She talked about you constantly, I said. Wondered why you stopped coming. Mom said Grandma didn't want to see us, her son admitted. Said we reminded her of Dad's family, who she hated. Another lie. Mom had loved her son-in-law, often saying he was too good for Vanessa. Your mother rewrote history to suit her narrative, I said gently. But the truth is in Mom's will. She left you money because she loved you despite your absence. That evening, after everyone left, Robert and I sat in Mom's living room, now legally mine. How did you stay so calm? He asked. You knew what was coming, I said. Mom prepared me. She said Vanessa would create a scene, would lie, would try to destroy me. She also said the truth would win. Catherine was remarkable, Robert said. Planning all that while fighting dementia. She had lucid moments, I explained. Used every one to protect me from Vanessa's schemes. The video, the investigation, the polygraph, all done during clear periods. Must have been exhausting for her, he observed. She said it gave her purpose, I remembered. Said protecting me was her final gift. We found more videos on the laptop Mr. Harrison left. Mom talking to me, telling me she loved me, was proud of me, grateful for my care. I made these for after, she said in one. When Vanessa's lies make you doubt yourself, remember these truths. Each video was dated, witnessed, and legally verified. Mom's insurance against Vanessa's poison. Vanessa tried one more manipulation 2 weeks later. A social media post claiming I'd elder-abused Mom and stolen the inheritance. She thought relatives who hadn't attended would believe her. But Mr. Harrison was prepared for this too. He posted the confession Vanessa had signed, along with a statement from Adult Protective Services clearing me of all accusations. Vanessa's post backfired spectacularly. Comments poured in from nurses who'd helped with Mom's care, doctors who'd witnessed my devotion, neighbors who'd seen me walking Mom daily until she couldn't walk anymore. Emma was a saint, one nurse wrote. I've worked elder care for 20 years and never seen such dedication. Vanessa visited once a month to complain, a neighbor added. Emma was there every single day. Vanessa deleted the post within hours, but screenshots had already spread. Her reputation, what was left of it, was completely destroyed. Her husband filed for divorce the next week. I can't be married to someone who would lie about elder abuse, he said. If you'd lie about that, you'd lie about anything. Her children chose to live with their father. They'd lost respect for her completely. 6 months later, I received a letter from Vanessa. Not an apology, but a demand for more money. The $73,000 is gone, she wrote. I need help with rent. I didn't respond, but I did investigate. The money had been spent on designer goods, expensive trips, and gambling. No rent, no necessities, just indulgence. She'd learned nothing. Mr. Harrison advised me to keep the letter. In case she tries anything else, he said. Documentation is your friend. Mom had taught me that. Document everything, trust nothing without verification, and prepare for the worst while hoping for the best. A year passed. I turned Mom's house into a dementia care resource center. Families dealing with similar situations could find support, information, and validation. The Catherine Mitchell Center for Caregiver Support, the sign read. Mom would have loved it. Vanessa showed up at the opening, trying to make a scene. Security, prepared for this possibility, escorted her out immediately. "That's my mother's house," she shouted. "That you tried to steal through lies," I replied calmly. "Now it helps families avoid situations like ours." The center became successful beyond imagination. Families shared stories of siblings like Vanessa, absent during care, present for inheritance, willing to lie for money. "It's common," the support group facilitator said. "The absent child often feels guilty and projects it as anger toward the caregiver child." We created resources. Legal documents for protection, recording apps for documentation, support networks for exhausted caregivers. Everything I'd wished existed during Mom's illness. Vanessa's children volunteered at the center, their way of honoring their grandmother's memory. "We're nothing like our mother," her daughter assured me. We saw the truth at the will reading. They'd cut contact with Vanessa after discovering more lies. She'd been telling them I was withholding their inheritance, trying to turn them against me. "She can't help herself," her son said sadly. "Lying is like breathing to her." "Some people choose deception over truth," I said. "Even when truth would serve them better." The center's success attracted media attention. The story of Mom's brilliant protection plan went viral. Dying woman exposes daughter's lies from beyond the grave. 3 years after Mom's death, Vanessa was arrested for elder abuse. Not of Mom, but of her new boyfriend's mother. She'd tried the same scheme, become caregiver, steal money, claim the real family was abusive. But the family had Googled her and found our story. They'd documented everything from day one. "We knew who she was," the son told me. "Your mother's story saved our mother." Vanessa got 5 years in prison. At her sentencing, the judge referenced Mom's case. "You learned nothing from your mother's forgiveness," he said. "You saw her mercy as weakness and repeated your crimes." I attended the sentencing. Vanessa saw me and mouthed, "This is your fault." Even then, no accountability. Everyone else was to blame for her choices. Her children attended too, supporting the victims. "Our mother is a predator," her daughter told the court. "She targets vulnerable elderly people. She should be stopped." Vanessa cried, but they were tears of self-pity, not remorse. She'd lost everything: family, freedom, future. All for money she'd squander anyway. The center expanded to 3 locations. Each one had a photo of Mom with a quote, "Documentation is love's protection against lies." We offered free legal consultations, caregiver support groups, and mediation services for families before inheritance became a battleground. "Prevention is easier than litigation," our lawyers advised families. Set clear expectations before illness strikes. Vanessa's ex-husband became a volunteer, sharing his perspective on living with someone who'd lie about elder abuse. "I was blind to her nature," he'd say. "Love made me excuse inexcusable behavior." His honesty helped spouses recognize similar patterns in their partners. "If they'll lie about their dying parent, they'll lie about anything," became his motto. We created the Vanessa Protocol. A checklist for families to identify potential inheritance predators. Absent during illness, present for reading. Criticizes caregiver while offering no help. Makes accusations without evidence. Claims special relationship with deceased. Spreads lies to divide family. Every box Vanessa had checked. 5 years after Mom's death, I received a call from the prison. Vanessa wanted to see me. Against advice, I went. She looked older, smaller, defeated. "I need you to forgive me," she said without preamble. "Why?" I asked. "Because I can't get parole without showing remorse," she admitted. "And you're my only family left." At least she was honest about her motivation. Not genuine remorse, just practical need. "I forgive you," I said, surprising her. "But forgiveness doesn't mean reconciliation. You're forgiven but not welcome in my life." That's not real forgiveness, she protested. It's the only kind you'll get, I replied. Mom forgave you too, but still protected me from you. That's what forgiveness looks like with unrepentant people. I am repentant, she insisted. No, I said. You're convicted. There's a difference. Repentance requires acknowledging harm. You still blame everyone else. I left her there, still arguing her innocence. The parole board denied her release, noting her lack of genuine remorse. The center's 10th anniversary celebration was bittersweet. Hundreds of families had been helped, inheritance predators exposed, caregivers supported. Mom's vision of protection had grown beyond our family. Your mother was a visionary, the keynote speaker said. She turned personal pain into public service. Vanessa's children, now adults with their own families, attended. They'd become advocates for elder protection laws, lobbying for stricter penalties for financial abuse. Our mother taught us what not to be, her daughter said in her speech. Our grandmother taught us what to aspire to. They'd legally changed their last names to Mitchell, honoring Mom and distancing themselves from Vanessa. She's not our mother anymore, her son explained. She's just the woman who gave birth to us. Harsh but understandable. Vanessa had destroyed every relationship for money she'd wasted. Grandmother saw this coming, her daughter added. That's why she protected Aunt Emma. She knew Vanessa would destroy everything if allowed. Last month, Vanessa was released on parole. She immediately contacted me, demanding her rightful share of Mom's estate. The will was signed under duress, she claimed. Mom wasn't in her right mind. I forwarded her message to Mr. Harrison, who sent a cease and desist letter. Any attempt to contest the will would violate her parole. She tried anyway, filing a lawsuit claiming elder abuse and undue influence. The judge dismissed it immediately, citing the video evidence, Adult Protective Services investigation, and her own signed confession. This is clearly harassment, the judge said. One more filing and you'll face contempt charges. Vanessa's parole officer warned her that continued harassment would mean returning to prison. She finally stopped, but not before sending one last letter. You stole my life. I kept it with all the others. Documentation, as Mom taught me. Evidence of a person who chose lies over truth, greed over family, blame over accountability. The center uses Vanessa's letters in training sessions. This is what deflection looks like, trainers say. Never admitting fault, always claiming victimhood. This Christmas, 15 years after Mom's death, the family gathered at the center. Vanessa's children brought their kids, who call me Aunt Emma and barely know Vanessa exists. Tell us about Great-Grandma Catherine, they ask every year. So we do. We tell them about her strength, her wisdom, her strategic brilliance in protecting me from Vanessa's lies. We show them the video where she exposed Vanessa's theft and forgeries. She was like a detective, one child said. Gathering evidence and solving crimes. She was a mother protecting her child, I correct. Even from beyond the grave. The will reading has become family legend. The Christmas when truth defeated lies, when documentation defeated deception, when Mom's love defeated Vanessa's greed. Why did Aunt Vanessa lie? The youngest asks. Some people prefer lies to truth, I explain. Even when truth would be kinder. But truth won, they say. Truth always wins eventually, I assure them. Sometimes it needs help from good documentation and video evidence, but truth wins. Mom knew that. That's why she prepared so thoroughly. She knew Vanessa would lie, so she armed me with irrefutable truth. The greatest gift a mother could give, protection from a sibling's betrayal. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, share this video, and activate the notification bell for more interesting stories.